Do you know India is the marketing hub for the whole world, because many of the tech giants or many of the companies who are big sharks in their own industry are coming and investing in India because India is a marketing hub. Not only that, we Indians who are becoming entrepreneurs, we are exporting a lot of products from our country considerably. That amount is like less and has a very good quality. In the same way, we also import products. But do you know that many of the products when we export in our brand names, we need to protect the name which we are promoting with. That is what is called trademark registration. We have already done a video on a trademark registration. If you would like to know, go subscribe to our channel and watch all our videos where we have mentioned about it. But to tell you shortly what is trademark registration, it means registering your brand name, the logo, or the phrase with which you promote your product or services. Anything, the identity of your brand or a product is the trademark, and you need to register it. It may be a color, or it may be a shape, it may be a label, but whatever it is, unless you don't protect, there is always a threat for duplication. And when you are doing your business in multiple countries and without protecting it, then there are high chances that you may end up in getting losses because of the problem of duplication. So you need to have this protection on trademark. Now, when I said about trademark, we also need to think about protecting our trademark on the international level, because when you are registering a trademark in India, you get the protection only within the Indian territory, because trademark is a territorial right. As per the Indian Trademarks Act, if an entrepreneur or if a business owner registers a particular brand or a logo, it will be registered only within this geographical area, that is India. So when you want to register your brands where you have a business in the outside countries, you need to protect your business, your brand in that countries as well. But when you're going to do it, there were two ways previously to do this. One is there will be people like entrepreneurs who are promoting their business only in the nearest countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, or UAE countries. So what they say is, I want to protect only in those countries. So there are chances that you can go directly and we can contact with the advocates in that particular country and register there. That was one portal which was available. But that costs a lot of money and a lot of time, and you don't know the local problems or law that they have, which might differ from India. So what happens is, it becomes a tedious process for an entrepreneur to maintain the applications in multiple countries. That's where we recently have Madrid Convention. Not that it was recently available, it is always available, but even the Madrid was a little bit difficult to access, but now they have produced a lot of complications in that, wherein which Madrid Convention is called a convention where many countries have become a signatory to it. So once you file your application in that organization which holds the authority for Madrid Convention, you can register your brand name in multiple countries at a single application. So this is a portal which can help many of the entrepreneurs to help themselves protect in many countries. Suppose you are expanding your business in many countries, you can keep adding with that one application. How it has become easier, right? So your brand can become a globalized brand with a protection attached to it with one single application. Today we are going to highlight you upon how to register your trademark under the Madrid Convention so that you can register in multiple countries. So if as an entrepreneur you want to protect your brand name under trademark in multiple countries, then you need to go for International Trademark Registration. So when I say International Trademark Registration, we had two different ways. One was a tedious process, another was little complicated. The first one, when I said it a tedious process, means the particular entrepreneur has to reach to the other country's attorney and file a trademark there. So if he wants to file 3-4 countries, so he have to handle 4 different attorneys at 4 different locations, and it is becoming tedious because you may not know what is the time parameter within which you need to register. So when this is a difficulty, that is where there's something called Madrid Convention or Madrid Protocol. So this Madrid Protocol is nothing but so many countries have become a signatory to that protocol, wherein which if an entrepreneur wants to register a trademark in multiple countries, he can file one application under this Madrid Protocol, through which he can choose how many ever countries under that. So for example, you're filing one application, but under the Madrid Convention, you can choose I want to do for 5 countries, and you can pay the fees for the 5 countries, but all those countries, there will be only single applications through which it can be handled. It is a very simple process which you can do, and it will also be like not tedious enough that you have to go and maintain in each countries. And third thing is, it will also be cost effective enough so that you don't have to travel much. This is where this Madrid Protocol will help many entrepreneurs to make their brand reach globally with all the protection. So you can see like how global brands like Apple or Samsung or Sony, what they do is they file their applications under the Madrid and protect in all the countries, and they promote it on a global level without worrying the problem for duplication. So we as an Indian entrepreneur, we being the marketing hub, we should also be a person protecting our brand names on an international level. So through this Madrid Convention, how to register your trademark, I will help you highlight the step-by-step process now. So now we are going to see procedurally how we have to apply before the International Trademark Forum. Before going into that, there are certain prerequisites which an entrepreneur should be aware of before applying for an international trademark registration. What are they? The first prerequisite is you must, before filing an international trademark, first primarily in your origin country, you should have applied the trademark. For example, if I am an entrepreneur, my origin country is India, I must have applied first in India my trademark or my business name or brand name. And the second thing is, when you're applying in India, your application either must have been registered or it is under process to get registered. So this is the second requisite. The third requisite is, whatever the name you're applying in India, the same name you should apply before the international forum. The name and the list of goods or services for which you're applying for this trademark, the same list of goods or services must also be mentioned in the international trademark applications. And last but not least, you don't have to worry whenever I say international forum, you have to go to some other forum. No, in Indian Trademark Registry itself, you will apply, and they will take care of communications with the International Trademark Forum, which is called World Intellectual Property Organization, and they maintain the Madrid Protocol signed by different countries. These are the prerequisites for filing your application. Now, when you are procedurally going for an application, what will you do? So what we do is, the origin application which you have it in India, we take the same details have to be mentioned in the international trademark, and first you apply through Indian Trademark Registry with the form called MM2, and that will be filed with a WIPO with the handling fees for the same, mentioning with how many number of countries you wanted to take it, you have to mention that. So when you apply the trademark application with Indian Trademark Registry, they move the application for examination to World Intellectual Property Organization. So when they take up the applications, the first primary process is they examine your application and also send the application for the respective countries' trademark registries to be examined. And now what happens? They collect all the examinations report and then send the communications to Indian trademark registries, and then you get the communication about whether the application has any deviation or is it actually acceptable, or whether there is any other requisite documents that you have to submit. All that will be mentioned. So again, your communication again will also be going through the Indian Trademark Registry channel, where government itself is supporting the entrepreneurs in terms of this communication. So then all the examinations or any kind of objections or oppositions can be handled within the same model. So once the applications goes through all these procedures, the International Trademark Organization, when everything is clear and it can be registered, because if you already have a registered trademark in India, there are high possibilities that in other countries also it may get registered. But if your application is only under process in India, then you should make sure that you get registered and then also apply. And then once all the procedure is complied and it is fine, they give you the certification, and we get the certifications directly from our trademark registries. This is the procedure of filing an international trademark registration. Now, what is the benefit of doing this? Why you have to do it? The first and the foremost one is you get a legal protection against different countries with which you are applying for. The second thing is you get a lot of business opportunities through that process because you have a brand presence in their country which is legally protected. If your brand or application has a lot of online presence, because nowadays we are reaching beyond boundaries through our e-commerce websites or through our many other channels where we are present through the social media, where our brand is reaching beyond boundaries. So when your brand is reaching beyond boundaries of geographical locations, what it creates is your online presence in different countries also gets protected, so you don't have to worry, because online entrepreneurs, what happens is you have a lot of presence in different countries, and when you protect your trademark in different countries, it gives you a lot of authenticity and lot of branding. So the fourth benefit is about your brand value gets tremendously increased if it has been registered from protection of duplications. So these are the most important benefits which an entrepreneur can get by registering the trademark on an international level. Last but not least, it will help you market your brand on a global level, to reach on a global level. So if you are an entrepreneur who are seeking to make your brand or a company on a global reach, then primarily you have to protect your brand. And if you want to have further consultation with us, you can get us with one-to-one calls by contacting our number. Our team will help you in that process. Or if you really like this video, just click on the like button. If you feel that any other entrepreneur will be benefited out of this, you can share it. And for more, to know more, get in touch with us. Thank you.